Hi, it's Professor Mary coming to you from the Computer Graphic Arts program here at Rowan College. So in this video, for Computer Graphic Arts 217, Electronic Image Processing, we're going to review the project requirements, the project expectations, and I'm going to show you some examples of past students' project submissions. I'm going to show you some good ones, some okay ones, and some poor ones. I'm going to show you why they lost points and why I thought they were good projects or bad projects. Hopefully this video will help you achieve a much higher grade in the project for this course. So let's go ahead and look at the project requirements for CGA 217 Project 4, which I refer to as a digital painting. So you're going to create a digital painting in this project. It's going to be a multi-layered file in Photoshop, and it's going to be a high-quality painting. Now, when we look at the examples, we're going to see that there are some very low-quality ones, and then there are higher-quality ones. You can use a photograph to place into Photoshop as a reference, and use some of the drawing tools that pick up the color from the photograph. And you're going to submit the photograph along with your Photoshop file for grading. Make sure that it's a high resolution JPEG when you send it in as well. And then the format is 8.5 by 11, either tall or wide. You could make it large if you wanted to. And then I've provided you some examples of the types of paintings that you can make that I would like you to look at. And this is the level that I'm looking for, not the examples that would be, over in the poor category. So that's what we're expecting in terms of the expectations. You're going to submit the Photoshop file, a JPEG file, a printed file, and a mounted file. That printed file will be mounted on foam core as well. So those are the course expectations, or the project expectations. So here we are looking at examples for Computer Graphic Arts 217. This is Project 4, the digital painting. And these are the examples that are categorized as poor. You can see in this example the student tried to paint a rose bush, and there's just not details, it's just big blobs, and really unacceptable in terms of the painting quality. Here's another one, an abstract painting of the person. The project clearly stated to do a landscape or some type of scene, not a portrait. Here's a painting of a hamburger. Not sure I would want this in my portfolio. Very poorly done. Subject matter is totally inappropriate. This, got a failing grade. Here's another one. Again, no detail, no smoothing of the painting, very poorly done. This one isn't even a painting, it's more of an illustration. It was supposed to be taking a photograph that you were digitally painting. While this is a very nice drawing, illustration did not meet the requirements for this project. And last but certainly not least, here we have some type of bird on some type of outdoor setting. I'm not even sure what it is. The detail's not there. It's very unclear. I'm not sure what this big white blob is in the back. Just really not acceptable for submission for a project assignment. So here we are looking at project number 4, the digital paintings for CGA 217. So these are the ones I would categorize as okay. This one was a good start. It looks like they just ran out of time and didn't get a chance to smooth any of the clouds out or the sun rise or sunset. Here's another one. It looks like they did a lot of the painting here, but they didn't finish this boat or the background. So that was not well done. So they got points taken off for not completing it. This was just way too simple and really not acceptable in terms of the detail that I wanted. This one's okay, but some of these pieces of fruit are not finished. So we're seeing through to the photo, which is not good. While this is a great illustration, it doesn't really meet the project requirements. It was supposed to be, again, a landscape painting, or scene painting, not a video game character. So when we move on to the next one, same thing with this. This is a picture, obviously, of some type of either model or music person. The background isn't complete. The details aren't smooth. A lot of this is just the photo shining through. That's not acceptable. I should be able to take the photograph off whatever layer that is and be able to see the painting perfectly. Here's another one. Interesting painting. Again, it's supposed to be a landscape, not a portrait. The mouth's not done. The background's not done. I don't know. I guess this is somebody's dog. Not completed. No background. A little city picture. Not very interesting at all to anyone other than maybe the two people in the picture. But and again, not completed. This is some type of Jeep in a scene. Not sure why it's tilted. Not sure why, the background's not done with more detail. Here's another one. Great illustration, great painting of a person, but it's supposed to be a landscape. Here's a very nice illustration of, some type of cartoon character, very poorly drawn, no real detail in the background. And then this one, great, image of a, some type of video game character, but it doesn't meet the requirements. And then here's a portrait of some type of fox or coyote or something, but it looks like they did it very quickly, blurred the background, did all the fur. I want to see this texture look exactly like the original. So there are the examples of what I would call okay images, and again, these would probably get B- to B in terms of grading. So these are the good examples from CGA 217, the last project, the digital painting. So here we have a very nice landscape. It's very smoothed out. It looks like there's a road leading down to a dock with the lake or and the mountains and the sun. Very good, nicely textured, very well done. Same thing here. I just would like to have seen, in this case, a little bit smoother of the water and a little bit smoother of the shrubbery. Get that smudge and smooth brush in and smudge it down. Here's a great example. Looks like you can walk right up into this building and go right in and see the museum. Here's a great picture of a painting of someone's dog. It looks like, you could just pet this dog, the texture of the skin. The ear's a little funny. Even if the ear was like this in the photo, I probably would have pulled it down and flopped it down so we would have to see the inside of the ear. But it looks very nice. Here's a good example of a cottage with a person in period costumes. Very nice, very smooth, very nice painting. Here's a good example of a portrait. So if you are going to do a portrait, it really needs to be well done and well smoothed out. The hair, the makeup, the eyes, everything has to look really nice. So this would be, if you're going to do a portrait, it's got to be more like this. Here's an example of doing something that we would call pop art or movie art. So this would be obviously the Joker from Batman. Fairly well done in terms of realistic painting of the character. Here's a beautiful example of a portrait. Again, you can do a portrait, it's just got to be well done. It's got to be soft, it's got to be detailed, it's got to be, look somewhat like the photo. Here's a good example of a character. I would prefer you not to paint a character, but this would be a good example of doing painting or illustrating in Photoshop. Here's a photo of a barn scene where this looks like you're going to walk right up to it. There's a reflection of the trees in the glass. You see all the little light bulbs. I mean, this is just wonderful. This would be an A+ project. Here's another good example where we have the lions and the grassland. It's just absolutely beautiful. Another A+ project. And then here's another good example of a portrait, beautiful, smooth. I love the picture, but then I love the painting on top of it. So these are some good examples, and I would say that these range from B+ to A- or A's. So these are some good examples of CGA 212 Project 4 digital painting. So that's the end of this video. If you have any questions, feel free to email me, or talk to me after class or before class, or come to my office hours. And I'll be more than happy to answer any of the questions that you might have.